believe old people fall for AI and then they watch videos like these and think they're real. Happy Pride! It's POV, you come out as straight to your liberal parents.
Dad, I told you, I have a girlfriend. I'm straight.
Sweetheart!
Carol! No son of mine will be straight.
Sweetheart, I know that you are young and you are confused and all your little perverted friends on the internet have told you that being straight is cool. But the first day of Pride is not the time.
You are not my son. All my life I've pictured myself sitting on the couch with my son watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and you've taken that from me.
No, you know what? No one can take that from you. He is in there somewhere. Our son is somewhere inside of that golf-playing, beer-drinking demon. Look at her in the eyes. She does not deserve this!
Look at Lady Gaga!
Today is the first day of Pride. I have made you this cake. Your grandmother is downstairs and she has bought you a new mesh crop top. You will wear it today with a smile on your face and a hard seltzer in your hand like the twink power bottom we raised you to be.
No eating this.
No, sweetheart, that has gluten in it.
Austin talking to Will Neff. Oh my god. Anyways. Is this satire or genuine? It's very obviously satire. Very obviously satire. Okay. Oh man. Damn. Dude, I'm not sure how many of you guys saw this shit either. During Noah Samson's stream, he had on the Yemeni kid who keeps getting accused of being a Houthi terrorist without any evidence or proof of him being a Houthi terrorist. And let me just read the text out for you guys. Noah did a heart sign when asked if he supports what the Houthis are doing. This is insane. Holy shit. We are living in bizarro world. For real, for real. How is this shit career ending LMAO? I think he means how is this shit not career ending? Just reported the stream for promoting terrorism. I'm disgusted. Dude just looks evil. What the fuck? That's a knife around his neck. Like, what the fuck? This is the most like bitch made thing you can say as an American, by the way. We have videos from Congress people shooting guns in their run. Who's the one? I believe she's Hispanic, and she had like in one of her campaign videos, she had a video of her like shooting like a black bagged ragdoll. If anyone knows what I'm fucking talking about, not Marjorie Taylor Greene, not Lauren Boebert. It's this. I'm pretty sure it's the she's the lady who I believe was saying the F slur. Not Nancy Mace. Valentina Gomez, is that the one? Let me see. Maybe I'm thinking of maybe it was a different video. I think it was this lady.
Missouri Public Library. When I'm in office, they will burn.
Her name may be unfamiliar to you, but this video is rippling across social media. This week, Valentina Gomez set books containing LGBTQ content on fire. She claims they're grooming kids. The St. Louis City resident...
This one. This is fucking crazy, by the way. Just want to say, this is way crazier than having a Yemeni kid on your stream who has a sword. The Yemeni knife is a specific type of dagger called a jambia. It's a curved double-edged dagger, often worn by men in Yemen as a symbol of manhood, social status, and honor. It's more than just a weapon. It's a significant cultural artifact with a rich history in Yemeni traditions. Yeah, I mean, this would be like going into like a Japanese temple and being like, can you believe the violence that these people have? There's a sword in here. It's like, you don't think any of these things can ever, one, be ceremonial, or two, be not explicitly violent? And it's a Nazi sword, no less. Look at the Ichigo Nazi sword. I bet it's covered in hummus.
It's that simple.
Like, the moral outrage, dude, the pearl clutching at this screenshot, when this video exists, when things like this exist.
It's that simple. Public executions for any illegal that rapes or kills an American. They don't deserve deportation. They deserve to be ended. It's that simple. Public executions for any illegal that rapes or kills an American. They don't deserve deportation. They deserve to be ended.
Like, can you imagine being an American, having to see shit like this on a daily basis? And then you see a sword and you're like, oh, terrorist, quick, get him, he's brown, quick. Hello, FBI, hello. I see a terrorist on my screen. No. I promise you, I already did the Family Guy test. I can tell. Wait, God damn it. Open. I already did the Family Guy test, all right? I know that he's a terrorist, okay? I can tell. You can come arrest him. You can come arrest him. Wait, is drip illegal, Marianne? Yeah, I also saw people talking about this, forging a legacy. Jambia? I think that's how you would pronounce it. For many cultures and societies around the globe, arms and armor played an important role in the battlefield, particularly as makers of social status, military rank, courage, and wealth. In Yemen, this tradition continues to prevail with a dagger known as the Jambia. I think that's how it's pronounced. Whenever I see it, I want to say jambalaya. Yeah, I also feel that desire. In Yemeni culture, that its presence is echoed throughout the regions of the Islamic world, from Morocco to India, inspiring regional versions of this weapon. Yet, despite its iconic statics, there have been little scholarly attention paid to this. This article serves as an introduction, examining its history, enduring legacy that is both laced with challenges and controversies. And then here's what a visual indication, I guess, of what the sword looks like. To be fair, a good jambalaya will also slay you. Yeah. But you have to love the brain rot, being like, brown kid, obviously. Terrorist weapon, obviously. No questions needed. LMAO, what the fuck even has his murder weapon on him? Fuck this timeline, bro. Incredible. Just incredible. Liberal Zionism has made this girly pop community turn into Gamergate style Islamophobes who think every Muslim dude is a terrorist, ready to slit your throat at a moment's notice. No one will even stop and consider how insanely racist this is. Yeah. Yep. Like, I have to point the sign again. So much of this started at one of the peak forms of media illiteracy, which was Ethan Klein not understanding Hassan when he said Islamophobia is much more acceptable in modern culture, in a modern Western culture, than anti-Semitism. And this is peak. But, anywho, let's close these tabs. Okay. Not this. In other news, just sort of something that I don't have an easy segue for it, but I do want to show it. Why is this accurate? It's a Dan Henschel tweet that says, I love killing people. And someone quote tweeted it saying, when you hit translate on a Hebrew tweet and it's a quote tweet of this, and it's like, I wonder what this wonderful Israeli man has to say. Every baby in Gaza is an enemy. Look at the date of the Dan tweet. Yeah, I know. Dude, fucking Apollo over here. 10/6/23. The gift of prophecy, I'm afraid. Okay. Also, people being outraged over this. Oh, didn't mean to full screen it like that.
Good morning, class of 2020.
Columbia College class of 2025 is booing through the president's speech.
Good morning, class of 2025. I know that many of you feel some amount of frustration with me, and I know you feel it with the administration.
Maybe the kids will be all right. Believe it or not, relentlessly sicking admin, riot cops, feds, and ICE agents on your own students protesting a genocide will earn you more than a little frustration. Yeah. You mean protesting this type of speech is Israel's behavior towards Gaza is I don't know, it's justified to protest? This is a follow-up to this tweet, by the way. Here's where he says it. I'll tell you, one second, let me read out the subtitles for you guys. I'll tell you more than that. Every child, every baby in Gaza is an enemy. The enemy is not Hamas, and it's not Hamas's military wing, like our chief military prosecutor tells us, that we're not allowed to harm a Hamas member unless they're part of the military wing. Every child in Gaza is the enemy. We need to conquer Gaza and colonize it and not leave a single Gazan child there. There is no other victory. Sam Cedar kind of talked about this in his discussion with Ethan Klein, but one of Hamas's biggest errors on October 7th was assuming that Israel gave a shit about the hostages. If only they knew that Israel didn't give a fuck about the hostages, they wouldn't have taken any hostages because they aren't good bargaining pieces, because Israel doesn't give a fuck about how many hostages die. I mean, Hannibal Doctrine, etc. Yeah. Other people in chat have also been pointing out this clip. Ethan Klein sees how much Noah Samson has raised for Gaza and immediately begins scheming to steal it all for himself. Even producer Dan is alarmed by the extremity of Klein's litigiousness and greed. I mean, I wouldn't even go that far. I just think it's very obvious that Ethan Klein is a very egocentric person and egotistical person, and he just wants all the fame and glory for himself. And he doesn't like to see the people that he doesn't like or the people that he views as his enemies ever winning. And he either tries to take credit for it, which is what he did with like the fundraiser stream that Hassan and Ian put together, where they raised money for cancer, where he's like, actually, all of this money was raised because of me. It's actually me. It's actually me. I'm the reason why charity's happening. Or he immediately is thinking about how like, oh, good, you can raise all that money. Yeah, keep raising it so I can sue you. It's like, why? How do you become so narcissistic that everything is about you? Always.
Noah just did this massive fundraiser. And let's say, hypothetically, I'm planning to sue a bunch of these people. They just keep raising money because Noah's like, let's prove to Ethan that we can raise the money to fight this lawsuit, which is fine. Like I said, I prefer them raise the money so that I know that at least there's something left when I win, right? I mean, that's just math. That's just logic. That money's coming to me eventually. So it's good. If he was bankrupt, I wouldn't collect at all. So in a way, it's good for me that he's crowdfunding. But I do think it's funny.
But he's not crowdfunding for his lawsuit.
No, well, he said, I'm going to crowdfund, but I'm doing it to prove that we can. I said, instead of crowdfunding for the lawsuit, I'm going to crowdfund for Gaza.
But that's like an actual good cause.
Yes, it is.
So what's
funny though is that he's asking his audience to chip in to prove, right, that he can crowdfund.
It doesn't prove anything like that of the sort at all.
There's got to be a limit. Like he can't go and you think he's going to go?
Well, also more people are obviously more willing to give to a cause that's going to a good cause versus some dude's lawsuit.
Yeah, totally. That too. But like at the end of the day, it's awesome. Yeah. I think it's fucking great. I love it. These guys are the best.
Ethan having a pro-Israel Palestinian propagandist on to fundraise for was pure fucking evil.
Yeah. What was his argument even? What even was his argument besides the fact that he's jealous? He's not being included and he wants to be included and he wants to feel involved and included. This one was just kind of funny, I'm going to be honest. Which, by the way, I think Noah Samsen is still going. I know he's been like, the stream has been going in and out, and I know he's been sleeping. I don't know if he's been sleeping on stream every single day or not. But last I saw, I don't know if he's still going to go any longer. He's a fucking streaming machine. He's not sleeping on stream anymore. Good for him. It's actually, dude, I don't know how Ludwig ever did it. I don't know how those people have ever done like 1 month long streams. It's like, it's a little stressful being on camera that long. And by a little, I mean very. So I'm happy for him that he's decided to take time off of stream. I'm a light sleeper, so I couldn't do it, but some people sleep like logs, I guess. I'm a very heavy sleeper, but like, I think I wouldn't be able to sleep. I feel like I wouldn't be able to sleep. I don't know. I'm just like stressed. I'm stressed. But anyways, yeah, he's raised over 500K at this point. You gotta love this post. Noah Samsen stream. I feel sick on the H3H3 production subreddit. I just popped into the stream and I saw that he's got Badempanada and Hassan on. I'll admit I'm running on limited context as to what the exact conversation was, but I was reading the chat while trying to get my bearings. The amount of people excusing and promoting anti-Semitism made me feel sick to my stomach. Here's the taste of just the type of shit I was seeing I saw being said in the chat. And then he lists a bunch of random garbage. That like, who knows? Was it there? Is there context? Of course not. I mean, the post begins with, I don't have the context, but man, brutal stuff here. Brutal. Well, Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that?
Denims is streaming.
That was insane. That was one of the most insane things I have actually ever seen in my life. Seen what? This, I don't even know that you can call it an interview. This interview. Is that the Yemeni pro-Israel guy or the Palestinian pro-Israel guy? Palestinian pro-Israel guy. Ethan was fronting the dude's own personal org as a pro-Palestinian charity, by the way. Nice. Good. That's good. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, we'll do this. All right. No.
So this might be the worst thing that I've seen the H3 podcast do so far, and that's obviously saying a lot. They are scamming people into donating for Palestine, except it's not actually donations for Palestine. It's not donating to like a charity like the UNRWA or the PCRF or something like that. No, it's donations for Palestine that they are soliciting, which go to a pro-Israel propaganda organization. So in that podcast episode from today, Ethan Klein had a talk with Ahmad Fouad Al-Khatib, who is like this pro-Israel Palestinian who says, you know, Palestinians are at fault for all of their own misery. Israel does nothing wrong. And he works for the Atlantic Council propaganda organization. He's basically like the one guy who these Israelis prop up as their like token, look, a Palestinian who agrees with us sort of guy. So he always does the rounds. It seems like they can't find any other. But this video isn't about that. I'll probably be covering that on my stream this week. This video is about something that's even worse than that, if you can believe it. There's a part of this stream, timestamped and called Donate to Palestine, in which Ahmed solicits donations for a project of the Atlantic Council, which is explicitly actually pro-Israel. And Ethan Klein is calling it Donate to Palestine. And Ahmed himself also tried to imply this was donations for Palestine, rather than literally just throwing your money at a fucking pro-Israel think tank / propaganda organization. So here's that segment. See, Donate to Palestine. What's he got to say? Let's check it out.
As I work at the Atlantic Council, where I am a resident senior fellow, but also I run Realign for Palestine through the Atlantic Council, and I have we have like our own standalone website, realignforpalestine.org. There is a donate button, and so like you're certainly folks can donate there, but also I would encourage folks to consider the World Food Program has a Gaza Appeals page that is dedicated just for here I'm going to give you the page that is dedicated.
So you can see here that Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib recommends donating to his own personal vanity page on the Atlantic Council website before he even mentions an actual organization that does something for Palestinians, the World Food Program. He sort of phrases them like they're the same thing.
For sending food just for...
The projection is crazy, dude. Every accusation is... What's the
Can I
saying?
get a birthday shout out for hacking 222?
Is it
He's
confession?
great and only wants donations to food banks for his birthday.
Yeah, of course. Happy birthday, hacking. Every accusation's a confession. He went on this fucking victory lap tour about how like, yeah, fucking Anissa and Ian, their charity event's gonna fail. I hope it fails. I hope they raise no money for kids with cancer. I hope it fails. You guys are scamming. A Creator Clash is just a slush fund. Denims is trying to scam people. Brings on the most pro-Israel guy he can find, actually promotes a scam.
For Gaza. And they are incredibly capable.
Oh, that's great. That's the world.
Yes, sir, I just dropped it.
So send us both links so we can put them in the description.
I sent this.
Check out Ahmed's org Realign for Palestine here. It's linked in the description. So let's go to the Realign for Palestine website. This is a website that's literally just pro-Israel talking points, anti-Palestinian talking points, set up to like masquerade as a pro-Palestinian website. And front and center, you go here, donate to the movement, you click it, donate today to stand with us in building a future rooted in hope and dignity. Each contribution strengthens the movement for peace and self-determination. You know, I notice this is not tax deductible. It's not donating to a charity. It's literally just sending your money to Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib and the Atlantic Council. And this is marked as Donate for Palestine, and it's in the description of the video. After 2 years, the stalwart pro-Palestinian Ethan Klein finally attempts to raise money
Thanks the ghost.
for Palestine, and he sends it straight to a pro-Israel think tank. And it has like this thing of like quotes from Palestinians who support it, and they're all from fucking Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib. It's literally his personal vanity website in which he solicits donations for himself. This is disgusting. This is absolutely gross. This is foul. What more is there to say about this? This guy solicits donations for himself from people who think they are donating to Gaza. What more can you expect from a dirty, disgusting collaborator like him? And what more can you expect from Ethan Klein? By doing this, Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib and the H3 podcast are literally stealing food from the mouths of starving Palestinian babies. And that is not an exaggeration. Fucking ghouls.
You know, the difference between my GoFundMe and Ethan Klein bringing on a fucking scammer, at least I'm honest about where the money is going to go, which I've now refunded all of it anyway, so who cares? But I was honest with where the money was going to go. I didn't suggest that it was going to go anywhere except a lawsuit. Meanwhile, Ethan Klein, again, every accusation is a confession, every single one. happy to bring on some guy who he hasn't fact checked any of this shit. He just brings people on, and if he likes what they say, he goes along with it. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if his audience gets scammed. He doesn't give a single shit, dude. Doesn't care. But I do. Dare I show you guys this? This interview is not good. This interview is not good. Even worse, if you check the Atlantic Council page for this thing, it's just about policing Palestinians and pro-Palestinian voices. I can link it to you if you want. Oh, please do. You're not suing anymore? Did he retract? I mean, he did a fake retraction, just like he did with Kavanaugh, because his lawyer suggests doing it because it makes the case a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't actually do anything. Why did you refund? I mean, I have a whole post on it, which I can link. Honestly, I should have it be something I can easily use with or pull up with a Twitch command. But let me see. TLDR, I didn't appreciate people being, pulling the classic, like, clearly this is all a scam. This has to be a scam. This has to be a scam. Clearly. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm not interested in doing this. I'm not interested. I will slowly build up my own fund to try and pursue this lawsuit myself. If I'm going to pursue a lawsuit, I don't want to have to deal with that constant scrutiny, have people be concerned that their money is going towards a scam, have people be concerned that other people are being scammed, or anything like that. And I want to be able to take my time finding lawyers that I like, finding lawyers that are effective, that are informed, that are capable of dealing with someone like Ethan Klein in a legal sense. And I don't want to have to feel like I'm in a rush or anything like that. So that's the reason. So I still want to sue, and I still plan to sue. But yeah, won't the whole scam narrative fall apart once the lawsuit goes through? Yes and no. One of the major problems is that even Ethan still gets called a scammer for his GoFundMe. But more importantly, these things take a long period of time. And so this is months and months and months of people being concerned that their money is going towards a scam while one legal document gets drafted. It can take, again, literally months before one legal document gets drafted that can be shown to the public. There's also kind of a pro and con of proceeding with the lawsuit sooner rather than later, where the pro of waiting a little bit, because I couldn't wait for issuing the original statement. I had to issue the original statement within the 20 days because 48A might apply, which basically says that anything that might be considered as a news publication site, you have to issue a demand letter within 20 days before you can sue for defamation. But there's a question mark. There's a big question mark on whether or not it applies. Kavanaugh's lawyers seem to be able to successfully argue in a court that it didn't apply in his case of defamation against Ethan Klein, or Ethan Klein defaming Kavanaugh. But in case it does apply, it's good to issue that statement within the 20 days and have it be timely, because then it gives you a whole year to pursue litigation. So yeah. Can't you set up a generic GoFundMe for those of us that genuinely don't care how long it takes? Yeah, but in that case, I would much rather just make merch or something like that, right? I think that would be more fun. Do some I've always wanted to do a sort of pay what you want merch line. I've always thought that that's a kind of a cool idea, that the base price is just whatever the materials cost and whatever the shipping is. And then if you want to donate more, or if you want to spend more or whatever, you can. I thought that would be a cool idea, but I don't know how difficult something like that would be to set up. So yeah, I wanted Denims to sue Ethan, but all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a couple of things, right, where pursuing that lawsuit sooner rather than later means that, pursuing it later rather than sooner means that Kavanaugh might win his case against Ethan and set a good precedent for Ethan actively defaming people on his broadcast. But the con of waiting until Kavanaugh wins that lawsuit is that Kavanaugh might take all of his money and then he won't have anything left, right? Which would suck. So pros and cons here. What are the consequences for defamation for Ethan if the lawsuit's successful? He loses a lot of money. I'm still traumatized from the Twitch anime fapping song you showed us. How about a GoFundMe for those victims? Honestly, not wrong. Honestly.
You should make a Klein line of merch to fund your lawsuit.
No. All right, okay. Maybe I will watch this. But before we get there really quickly, I did want to at least show you all some highlights. Wouldn't the Kavanaugh case finish before yours regardless? Yeah, but the Kavanaugh case finishing before mine might make Ethan more likely to wrap the any future cases he has with a settlement sooner. When you're at the point where you're potentially losing hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, you're not really in a state where you're excited to